Hey friends, welcome to Lalo Yoga and Wellness. I'm Laura, and today's practice is going to be centered on balance. Balance is one of those things, just like in life, if you don't practice it, it doesn't happen, so we have to work on it. Let's get started. Get yourself into any comfortable seated position you'd like to be in. I'm going to start in Hero's Pose today. I'm going to have my toes tucked under, give my feet a little bit of a stretch, lengthen out through the spine. And just start like we always do, getting comfortable, getting grounded in our space, feeling the feels in the body, seeing how you're feeling, maybe a little tight, maybe you feel great. Check in with your thoughts. Maybe they're scattered and crazy, maybe they're calm and peaceful. It doesn't matter what they are. You can just watch them and let them go. We're not trying to change it. Start to follow the breath. If it feels good, you might want to close your eyes. When we start to deepen that breath, lengthening out the spine, softening into the muscles. On your next big exhale, let your mouth open slightly and just take that big sigh. Helps you release your day and focus on your practice. Let's start to reach the hands out forward to come into a tabletop position. Fingers are spread nice and wide, hands directly underneath your shoulders. You should be able to see the mat between your fingers, and you can always come up onto your knuckles if that feels a little bit more comfortable, or even use your blocks to shift the weight back a little bit to take some of the pressure off of your hands. You do what you need to do today. Knees come directly underneath the hips, and we lengthen out through the spine, taking the shoulders away from the ears. On your next inhale, lift your gaze, let your belly fall, and feel your tailbone tipping toward the ceiling for cow pose. Exhale, scoop the hips under, round through the spine, tuck the chin, taking your gaze toward the knees. Inhale and lift for cow. Exhale for cat. Give yourself a couple more, going at your own pace. Ripple through that spine. And then we all return to tabletop together. Let's extend through the left leg. Keep the toes on the ground. We're just going to gently rock forward and back. Loosening up that leg a little bit. And we pause here in the center, lifting through the left leg. As you exhale, cross the left leg behind the right, touching the toes down to the floor on the right side. Look over your right shoulder at those toes. And just imagine creating a letter C with your spine here. Inhale, lift that leg to the center. Exhale, bringing the knee underneath. Inhale, lifting again through the left leg. Let's also bring the right arm out nice and long. Thumb is up, arm is long. We're about equal distance off the floor for our arm and our leg, that back foot nice and active. Inhale, take that bigger reach through the fingers and the heel. Exhale, round through the spine. Bring the knee, elbow, and forehead together in the middle. Inhale and reach. Notice we're already starting to work on our balance. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale and reach. Exhale. Inhale and reach. Pause here. Right arm swings to the right, left leg swings to the left with your foot on the floor, taking the foot parallel to your mat. Let's bring the right hand down to the floor, close to the knee, and we reach the left hand high. Maybe we follow that hand with the gaze. Maybe we look straight ahead. Maybe we look down toward the floor. You have a few options here. You can keep this left foot on the floor, or you can lift it off the ground for supported side plank. Wherever you're at right now, let's hang on to it for 2 more breaths. One more inhale. And on the exhale, returning your left hand under the left shoulder, right hand under the right shoulder, left knee under the hip. Let's practice that on the other side. Lift up through the right leg, find that nice active foot, let the toes come down, and let's just rock back and forth. Watch out for that temptation to collapse into our neck here. We want to keep it long and strong, safeguarding the neck. And then let's pause. Inhale, lift that right leg, cross it behind the left, look over your left shoulder, the toes on the floor to the left of your mat. Create that C with your spine. Inhale and return to the center. Exhale, come back to table. Inhale, lift again through the right leg. Let's add the left arm to it to come into our bird dog. If you find yourself wobbling a little bit, that's okay. Wobbling is natural. We're all going to do it from time to time. Inhale, reach through the fingers, reach through the heel. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Bring that elbow, forehead, and knee together. And reach. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale and reach. One more time. Inhale and reach. Let's swing the left hand to the left, right leg to the right. Set the foot down. Set the hand down, reaching all the way up through the right hand toward the ceiling. We want to try to open up through the chest here as much as possible and make sure our left hand stays under the left shoulder. You can stay right here or begin to lift the right leg off the ground for your supported side plank. Let's hold here for 2 breaths. On your next exhale, let's swing the right hand under the right shoulder, left hand under the left, right knee directly under the hip. Take that cow and cat. Come back to a tabletop. We're going to bring that right leg forward, right between the hands. Let the hips start to sink into it. You might need to adjust your foot placement on the right to make sure that the right knee stays over the right ankle. And get active through that upper body. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale and sit back into a kneeling pyramid. You can stay right here, or if it feels good, you can sit all the way back to the heel. Inhale, come up. Plant the hands, swing that right knee back, find your table, cow and cat. Swing the left foot between the feet. Again, adjust it as needed. Let the right hip sink forward as we come into that low lunge. Maybe you use your blocks here for a little extra support. As we open up through the hip, take the gaze straight ahead. One more breath in and out. Take one inhale. Exhale, sitting the hips back for that kneeling pyramid. Again, option to come all the way back to your heel. You decide. And let's shift our weight forward once again. This time, tuck your right toes under, push off, and step the feet side by side. Give them about 10 to 12 inches in between, keeping the knees bent. We're going to reach the hands high to come into our chair pose. Take a quick look down, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't quite see them, maybe stand a little taller or sit back into your heels. And on your next exhale, come all the way up into a mountain pose. Find your balance. Maybe you close your eyes, move a little bit. Challenge that balance without any visual cues. Take another breath and release. Nice and tall now through the spine. I want you to take your left heel and bring it toward your back side. Now right now I've got my knees side to side, a little bit of a scoop through the hips and my hand on the outside. And I can totally stay right here. Or flip that hand to the inside for a little more balance challenge. And taking it even a step further, kicking that left foot into my left hand, I reach my right hand high to come into King Dancer. Think about lifting up versus out. One more breath. And we drop the back foot, big step back, little wobble there, that's okay. Back heel comes up, we scoop through that hip, and we reach both hands high. Take a deep breath, release your shoulders, exhale, bend the back knee, and dip down in your crescent lunge. Notice the back heel stays off the ground throughout. Inhale and reach, exhale. Inhale and reach, exhale. Inhale and reach. This time as we exhale, hinge forward from the hips and come into a runner's lunge. So maybe you need to move that leg back a little bit. Take a breath. Let's take the left hand either to the inside of the right leg or maybe all the way to the floor and revolve that runner's lunge. Taking the gaze up high, straight ahead, or maybe down to your foot. Unrevolve your runner's lunge and let's take both hands out straight in front of us. Bend your back knee. Maybe you take a half step in or maybe you just push all the way from that back leg into Warrior Three. Let's focus on lifting as high as we can through the left leg more than dropping the chest lower. Big step back, turn towards the long edge of your mat, toes out, heels in, 5-pointed star. Inhale, bending the knees, prayer squat. Next up, starfish. Inhale, lift, push off from that front leg. Exhale, prayer squat. Inhale, push off from the back leg. Find your starfish. Prayer squat. Inhale, starfish, pause here. Bring that right foot either to your calf, your ankle, maybe the inner thigh to come into tree pose. Maybe those hands come to heart center. Maybe you've got some wild branches waving in the breeze. Push the knee out as much as you can to open the hips. One more breath. Starfish. Plant that front foot, swing down, come to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. And let's find your strong mountain pose once again. Take a breath. Let's take that whole sequence to the other side. We're going to lift the right heel up to your back side. Again, find that little scoop through the hips, keeping the knees side by side. Maybe we switch that hand to the inside of the foot, and then maybe we add in that King Dancer, pushing back into the hand, reaching the left hand high. We release that foot, take a big step back, both hands come high. We scoop the right hips forward, lift the hands a bit higher, release your neck, take a deep breath, reaching, exhale and dip. Inhale and reach. Exhale, cactusing those arms as you dip down. Inhale and reach. One more time, cactus. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hinge forward from the hip. Come into your runner's lunge, maybe again using the block. And then maybe we drop that right hand all the way to the mat or to the leg and revolve that runner's lunge. Open the chest up nice and wide. And we sweep that hand down and up, reaching both hands forward. Bend the back knee, push off from the back leg. Maybe you take a half step. Maybe you go directly into Warrior Three. Lift the hips high. Drop the back foot, pivot, come into your 5-pointed star, toes out, heels in, coming down. Inhale and lift, push off with your leg near the top of the mat, and come back into your prayer squat. Lift, push off with that back leg, starfish. Find your prayer squat. Inhale and lift. Bring the foot in and find your tree pose. I'm just gonna wave it to you. So I've got my back to you right now. One more breath here. Try to open up the knee as much as you can. Inhale, come back to starfish. Plant that foot. Turn and face the front, step together, and come down into your forward fold. Take a breath. Plant the hands, come down to your knees for table. Inhale, bird dog, right arm, left leg, sweep it, and find your side plank. Option, get off that right knee and give yourself a little bit more challenge here. And then we come back down onto the right knee, left hand, right hand. Take it to knees under hips for table, left hand reach, right leg reach, sweep it to the side. Let's find that side plank on the other side. Lifting that leg high or stepping the leg long, finding that long side plank. And then we bring the left knee down, right hand, right knee, table. Let's take one cow and cap. Come back to your table, walk your hands to one side, feet swing to the other, hands down to the mat, feet flat, hands behind the legs, start to roll yourself down right onto the floor. And when we work our balance like that, we really have to engage the core to help maintain our balance. So we've already worked that core pretty well. Let's bring the right knee into the chest. If it feels comfortable, you can extend your left leg long on the floor. And then let the right knee drop to the right, left hand out to the left. Open that hip just a little bit. Maybe rotate through that right ankle a little bit. Both directions, loosen it up. And we bring the right knee to the center. Left knee comes in to join it. Rocking side to side. Pause in the center. We extend all the way through the right leg. Let it rest on the floor. Right hand to the right, left knee drops out to the left. Nice little supported hip opener. And then we bring that knee up to the center, bring the right knee in to join it, and start to draw little circles here. With your knees going one way, stopping on any sore points. We draw that circle around the other way. I'm going to bring both feet down to the floor, the edges of the mat. Let your knees fall together for restorative pose. Arms fall alongside the body. Start to slow down your breath. You can always stay here in restorative pose as we move through Shavasana. Or you can extend the legs out to come into full corpse pose. Start taking your body scan from the top of the scalp, releasing any pressure, tension. Move down around the eyes, behind your eyes, into your jaw. Some space between your teeth. Smooth out your face. Soften through the throat and the neck. Right down through the shoulders, arms, all the way to the tips of your fingers. Feel that rise and fall of the chest and the belly. Move down into the hips, legs, right down to your toes. Give yourself a moment to feel heavy on the floor. We spent so much time balanced, maybe feeling not as supported as we like. So now it's time to bring it full circle and have full support under your body. And just melt into that floor. Feel free to stay here in Shavasana for as much time as you have. And then when you're ready, start to wake up the hands and the legs, the feet. And slowly begin to move your way into that seated position. Releasing a little bit of the pressure here in the neck by allowing your chin to drop. And we turn the head to the left. Come back to the center. Turn the head the other way. Come back to the center. If your eyes are closed, start to blink those eyes open. Let's take one final deep breath in our practice together, reaching out and up. Hands coming to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts, from my heart to yours. Namaste.